오지니까.
Did someone say esports?
Esports.
Esports. We are here at Pro League 2012, Day 2 this week. We have some fantastic games for you guys. I'm Tasteless, and with me is Valdez. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic, Tasteless. I'm really excited to get back into these games. We had a couple of fantastic matchups yesterday. If you guys missed those, definitely
we really
want to check those out.
Yeah, if you missed yesterday's BOD, I would strongly encourage you to take a look at that because those games were fantastic. We're going to be hopping right into our first match here.
Yeah.
It's going to be CJ up against Samsung.
Yeah, we got ByuL versus Solar here to start off the night. And if you're looking at these two teams, you're thinking about last year, who do you think is going to come out ahead? You're like, okay, CJ, obvious favorite. And I'm sure some people are saying that, but a lot of these guys on Samsung are doing fantastically, Tasteless.
Well,
you look
know
at
who's doing
Solar,
yeah.
Deer. You were talking about him yesterday, Tasteless.
No, he's really good. And you know who else is doing really well? The guy on the camera, Stork.
That guy himself.
That guy is dominating in individual leagues. He's in Code S right now. And I got to say, if he's playing that well, the coaching he's giving must be even better, you know?
Yeah, he's definitely got to be the best coach right now in terms of playing the game. So he definitely has a very intimate understanding with how this game is meant to be played and certain strategies that he can definitely tell his players on the team.
Will you keep an eye on me in this cast? I think the mic is actually sliding off of my face constantly, so I might suddenly start to sound like I'm going like this.
Yeah, like you're fading away from me.
Yeah,
Tasteless.
like I'm fading away.
You're trying to escape the
I'm
cast.
not leaving you, Valdez. Yeah.
Not again, Tasteless.
I'm slowly backing away, and it starts to sound a little bit more like this and farther distance like that. So, anyways, yeah, I might have to hold this mic for this cast. We'll see what happens. Anyways, what a lovely day it is today. The weather in Seoul is finally starting to get better. And,
yeah, man.
Jay, in the production room, I might need to actually switch to the hand mic. This thing keeps sliding down. Keeps going like that. So, is yours moving at all?
No, mine's all good.
Oh, that's good. Oh, I'm so happy for you that you don't have to do this for the whole cast then. Anyways,
you'll be okay, Tasteless.
We've got some, well, here's the results first and foremost. SK Telecom is dominating. I think to a lot of people, a bit of a surprise here. The Africa Freaks are doing quite well. 2-1 so far. Alive, by the way, looking very solid on that team.
Yeah, we actually, I forget who he's going up against today. He is going to be playing, but I think it might even be Zest. But a bunch of people, in fact, voted for Alive. That's how good he is. If you think about him last year going up against Zest, no one would vote for this guy. Nothing against Alive, just where he was last year. But he's come such a long way. I really love that he's back in the scene. Yeah, it's super exciting to see him doing so well here. This is what our first match is going to look like. ByuL Solar, Ragnarok Deer, Hero Reality, and finally Hush and Bravo. And if we do get any further than that, it will go to the Ace match. Yep, that'll be on Prion Terraces. By the way, Hush Bravo was a hard one for me. Yeah, that's a really strange one, in fact. Because Hush is really good in PvP, but in the other matches, it's not quite as apparent where he stands. We don't really get to see him play in that many matches. But Bravo, on the other hand, you can see that his arrow is down to the bottom right. Definitely not doing all that well for his team. So it's definitely an even match in terms of where these two guys do stand. Now, Tasel's still trying to fix his mic here, so we're gonna. Yeah, I think we might have to switch mics here. This one is just it keeps. All right, it's like it's not now staying up. Now it's actually getting pretty bad. But either way, going into our first matchup here, ByuL versus Solar. ByuL definitely having the results behind him in Pro League, but the majority of that was Solar not doing well at all last year. Actually, really letting his team down in terms of. Pro League was not getting the wins that they needed him to get. And I would definitely say that Samsung is in a much better spot now because Solar is doing so much better. Him and Deer, really the two top players for this team right now, and they're both playing really well at the beginning.
All right, can you hear me?
Yep, you are live, Tasteless.
I have switched into the hand mic here, and Tasteless is back, bitches. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm really glad we got that sorted out. I'm glad that we have an extra mic here. And whoa!
Oh my God!
Really? Am I that crazy?
Tasteless.
Am I that crazy for picking that?
Come on, Chase.
Come on,
get
guys.
On the same page.
I mean, I know ByuL's been having a hard time, but he's not. Am I that crazy? I don't
know, man. Solar's doing fantastically right now.
My boy ByuL's got this.
Some trouble here.
I feel like the game's been out long enough. He's on
Has
a
he got
solid
it figured
team.
out, Tasteless?
I think so. Anyways, let's see what happens in game number 1. Well, we got the one fan versus the group of fans. Introducing our players in the bottom left, it is ByuL, who Tasteless is he's voting for here in the upper
the
right.
One fan of
That's
ByuL.
the one.
That was you screaming, actually.
That's me
in the audience.
Yeah, that's right. And in the upper right, we have Solar. A lot of people are saying this is the best Zerg player that there is right now in Legacy, and we're going to see if he can keep that up.
Yeah. Solar, one of those guys that when he started didn't have a huge name for himself, but then got really big. He beat Sue at one of the Dream Hacks. I think it might have been Stockholm. Not 100% sure. It's been a while. I think it was 2014 at the end there. But then 2015, he really fell off. And now he's back. 2016. Maybe this is his year. And then 2017, he disappears again. I don't know, Tasteless.
Yeah, it's hard to say. We do have mirror builds so far. Hatchery first in the back. ZVZ has continued to be a volatile matchup all the way into Legacy of the Void. You know, the Zerglings and Banelings, all that, roach timings makes it tough. It's not that often nowadays you get to see a late-game ZVZ.
Yeah, and kind of in the way that HOTS was, you get a lot of these roach versus roach in the middle of the map. You got to get the better concave. But now there's Ravagers that you can add in. You can decide whether or not to invest into Ravagers. They'll help out with some more AoE. They got a bit more DPS and more range, so they can fight from behind. So definitely helping out with your army, but they're more expensive. Then you got Lurkers that eventually come into the mix. You got Investors as well. So
and occasionally we do see some Mutatex in there. That has happened from time to time. So definitely something to watch for there as well. But I think first and foremost, we kind of got to just focus on the early game because so much can go wrong early game ZVZ. I'm also curious to see who is actually going to take a third base if a third base is acquired here.
Yeah. ByuL generally playing, I think, a little bit safer. I think he was scarred that one game he lost to Terror. He was playing really greedy, and Terror all-inned him, and he was just not ready. And he's been playing safer ever since then. Wouldn't be surprised to see him, whoa!
Oh my God, it's my face when I go, GG! That's exactly what I look like.
That was Tasteless on the sign?
Yeah, that was Tasteless on the sign right there.
Wow.
This is where I start to lie to the viewers that don't speak Korean. And that's what it said, in case you're wondering. Okay, here we go. Third base taken.
Yeah, we got a third base out of Solar, and in fact, ByuL taking a later third base, but he's also got a safe Baneling nest. Don't believe this is for anything aggressive. He's making drones behind this. Just a little bit of extra links to turn into Banelings just in case.
Okay, so it is a 3-base versus 3-base now. We'll see how much aggression ByuL decides to do. Occasionally, Baneling nests don't mean aggression at all. They actually mean just defense. You're making it to keep everything safe. By the way, it looks like that was scouted just there.
Yeah, he did scout that building. So he knows that ByuL did make that Baneling nest. He's getting his own Roach Warren back at home, so he's going to use that instead. Going to skip that Baneling nest and should get slightly ahead of ByuL in that.
Okay, we have a lot more Lings coming out here right now. It looks like there's a chance that Solar might be the aggressor here. And having those 2 Lings come in there and scout for ByuL is actually pretty handy. That's going to delay any real pressure for the time being as these Lings come in here and have to be chased down.
Yeah, it looks like he wanted to get in the back there, see exactly how many drones were produced. He already saw all of the Lings. Now, ByuL making a couple of Banelings. This is going to be really nice against the swell of Zerglings that Solar just went for.
It looks like that's actually a tight block there, by the way. And so he's going to have to back up. Now, can he actually... oh, my God! Oh, God!
Careful, Solar.
Man, you're giving me an aneurysm here, Solar. All right, so far, so good. ByuL's actually driven him out. And he's got to back up now.
He's driven him out, but it seems like Solar was just putting on a little bit of pressure, was not overcommitting to that. He knew that ByuL did get the scout down, so he immediately transitioned back into drones. And he's actually got a higher drone count than ByuL now, as well as that earlier third base.
Okay, once again, ByuL really on top of these Lings, the Ling scouts, really making me feel confident that I'm the only guy that voted for him to win this here today. Ling's now coming up once again here into the middle of the map. It looks like ByuL then backs off. We have a Roach Warren coming here. Roach is already on the way, though, here for Solar.
Yeah, Solar playing a very tempo-based game. He made a swell of Roaches, and he's looking to put the pressure onto ByuL, try to force him to make units. And behind it, he's making 10 drones. He's getting an Evo chamber, his gases, the lair, all of this tech, and these drones.
I think I might have missed something here, but how is it that ByuL has less drones, even though he techs slower?
Well, I think Solar's just been putting on the pressure, forcing ByuL to make some units more than he actually had to.
Yeah, it must be. You're absolutely right here.
Whereas ByuL hasn't been putting on any pressure, and Solar's just been very, very greedy with the drones. He's making 3 more. He's up to 59 already. He's making more drones. He's not stopping there.
No kidding, man. He actually has double the drones right now. Once again, the Overseer are going to come in here. It's pretty tricky to try to count the drones at this phase of the game. Most Zergs are pretty on top of driving that Overseer out. And as you can see now, it's going to be range attack right now for Solar. Solar seemingly ahead in every aspect. There are 2 Evo chambers, however, here for ByuL coming down. So once we get past that initial +1 attack upgrade, it should be ByuL that has an upgrade advantage.
Ooh, this should be an easy cancel there
Wrecked.
for ByuL.
Get wrecked, Hatchery.
Taking that down. ByuL is going for a very fast infestation pit, which is kind of interesting. It may mean that he wants to go into higher tech very early on, or maybe he just wants to get a bunch of infestors, get some roaches behind it, and play like that. He is making 3 spines at the top of his ramp, so makes me think he wants to go into a bit more higher tech here.
Well, we have attack and armor starting now here for ByuL. There is one big issue, though, for ByuL, is that the upgrade is still going to be ahead for the time being for Solar, and I don't see any way for ByuL to get a 4th base up here without being punished here by Solar. And I think the lead that Solar's taking now should extend into the late game. And I think ByuL's just going to be playing from a deficit, if I'm not mistaken, especially when you look at the supplies here. It's 118 to 147.
Yeah, and ByuL at the same time, he's going for a drop. He's really trying to take the pressure off of him. He's got a bunch of spines back at home. He's going for the melee upgrades, which kind of means, okay, he's probably going to go into heavy Lings and maybe eventually Ultras when he feels safe enough to go for it. But right now, Solar is definitely still putting on that pressure.
The Lings are coming up here. Nice positioning here by the Queen. The Roaches come down here to try to clean this up. He's going to have to get some drones, and another drop over here as well to get this Queen. Taking out these Queens can be pretty handy.
Wow, he's actually bringing the entire army of Solar all the way back to the main base.
Nicely done. And now he's going to pick up
away alive.
Ninja Vanish here. Hydraless Den. Morphine, and we should have some lurkers here coming into the game as well. But again, as I look at the map and I look at the supplies, it seems like Solar just understands this matchup better. He's already ahead in bases. He's already ahead, well, for the time being in upgrades. That's going to change in a little bit here, but upgrades are not really the story when you have supplies that are this different.
Yeah, I'm just not... Is he going to go for this, actually?
What he's going to do, this is an old strat that people used in Brood War. It's funny how much Legacy is actually starting to turn into Brood War. Occasionally, when they send out their mass army, what you do is you send in a bunch of empty overlords into their the back of their base and make them turn around.
Just to try to get them to think you're going for a big drop or something? Or?
Yeah, or something weird like that. No, you know what? In fact, he's not doing that. I might have to take that back. What he's doing is spreading out his overlords perfectly everywhere so we can monitor the expansion routine. Initially, when I saw them as a group like that, I thought it was something else. But yeah, now that he's forking it out, it's actually a little bit different.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried for Solar here. I'm not sure if he knows exactly what ByuL is going for. ByuL has just been playing very, very passive, and I don't think any overlords got to the main of ByuL to see what he was going for. He does spot the expansion here, so that is pretty nice, but that's actually his 5th base. And behind this, he's getting Vipers. He's got an Ultralisk Cavern on the way. And
very different techs here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which one is actually going to be stronger. We'll have to see. There is the double expo to try to balance this all out here. Now, one thing to note is that because of the tech that ByuL went for, he does max out later on.
Yeah.
He's busy climbing up that tech ladder.
He's waiting. He's just defending, trying to get these bases now that he thought that ByuL, or rather Solar, wasn't going to put that pressure on. Should be able to defend this. Seems like Solar may want to commit. No. He's going to do about half its health and damage and then just back off. He's pulling the entire army now to the north. The rest of his army is looking to punish that 5th base.
That 5th base is pretty low. It's about a 1/3 health, so he's going to have to be careful around that. Although at the same time, you also have to be careful if you're Solar. I mean, you can get surrounded very easily. Minerals and gas beginning to bank up tremendously here.
Poor Roach.
Poor Roach, man. Well, I guess now we know that Roach can't run past 6 spine crawlers. I guess that age-old question has finally been answered, Valdez.
That was the guinea pig Roach.
Yeah.
Solar was trying to figure it out.
That was for science, my friend.
Yeah.
Now we know.
At least you had a purpose, Roach.
Okay, well, because he was teching up, ByuL was, he has managed to get a very, very solid amount of defense. He had to, or he would have been run over earlier. And we now have the Ultralisks coming out.
We actually had a burrowed Ravager in the middle of the map. We have now a burrow movement Roach army coming in here trying to snipe that hatchery.
And it looks like he should be able to get it no problem. A small price to pay, losing some Roaches in order to keep that expansion out of the game.
Yeah, he doesn't even really need those Roaches. He's transitioning into Broodlords right now, getting out a bunch of Corruptors to replace that supply that he just lost in the
Did you see that one?
Roaches.
You see that one Roach that got away?
No, I didn't.
There was one Roach that actually got. Oh no, hold on. Okay, no, he's still there. Oh,
he's still alive.
If this Roach makes it out, he's gonna get a purple heart, man. Is he still there? Oh, he dead.
No.
He dead.
So sad.
So more Roaches coming down here. Nice interception with a beautiful fungal there. So many Roaches taking so much damage, and that is definitely a big loss there from Solar.
That is a huge chunk of Roaches that just went down. He's morphing 9 Broodlords, though, at the same time, and I'm not sure that ByuL knows about this. He's got a fantastic army, though. I think he wants to go for the attack.
He needs to actually attack, I think, like right away. I'm not sure if he has enough time. Just do it! Ah! Okay, he's going to come up here now. And
wow,
I'm kind of surprised he's taking his time here. He needs to get that hatchery, like, now.
Well, I'm not sure if he can attack into this. He's going to try. Look at all the lurkers in the back. We got blinding clouds now on the lurkers.
Oh, sick. Yeah, nice blinding clouds there. The Ravagers doing some damage. Now, you might try to corrosive bile some of these Broodlords. I don't think that. Okay, yeah, that does not work. But the thing about Broodlords, Valdez, they are slow.
They're very slow.
Ultras are actually pretty quick units, so he can run away. Now, what do you do when the game's like this? Okay, I don't play Zerg in Legacy, so I'm going to be learning this with you guys at home. I know you're not much of a Zerg player as well, Des. So I'm not entirely sure how this is supposed to look. I think he might want to go for mass drop and actually drop into the main and start taking stuff out, but I just don't know. We do see a lot of Corruptors coming out here. Also, great job there taking out these Overlords. You want to keep the map dark and mysterious. The counter push right now from Solar is coming out. Supplies here, maxing out for Solar. It's ByuL a little bit lower. He's banking to make a lot of air units in just a second.
Yeah,
there it is,
here it comes.
13.
13 Corruptors. Is it going to be enough, though? Let me look at the units right now for Solar. He's got 6 Hydras, 12 Corruptors, and 4 Ravagers, 4 Queens, but they're not in the army. So he's got stuff that can hit the air. But will it be enough?
17 Corruptors now, and he's going to go around, and this is definitely the way you want to play. Now, the problem for the Ultras here against the Broodlords is that the Broodleans actually get in the way. They can slow down the Ultras if you're not careful. But this is definitely the way he wants to play, and this is super smart. He's going to go for a counterattack. He's going to do that right now. He needs to run up into the main.
He's running right past the lurker, and he's still got 4 Ultras alive that can do a lot of damage. We got some Roaches coming out now, but I don't think it's going to be enough to stop these Ultras.
Now, what does he target here? Is he going to go for the... Oh,
nice.
He manages to take that out. Tasteless is starting to look like a genius for predicting ByuL to win when the other casters foolishly went for Solar.
Well, let's see how much damage he can do here first, Tasteless. He did take out that hatchery. All of his Ultras did go down. So we do have Solar now on the offensive, it looks like. He's got some...
He's actually got 19 Corruptors, by the way. That's pretty crazy. You know, again, it's the age-old problem of the Broodlord. It's not a fast unit. You can always go around it. You can always attack into another base, and that's That is a problem right now. Now, granted, I don't think the 5th base is going to get denied much more here. For Solar has been running off of 4 bases, mining them out nearly for quite a while now.
Yeah, let's see. We do see ByuL right now just kind of flying around, trying to look and see where exactly the units of Solar are, see if he can find an angle. It looks like he is, in fact, going to go for that 5th base once again.
All right, he's going to try to come up here for a snipe. I think this is totally worthwhile.
Yeah, only one lurker here.
Get wrecked, lurker. Coming down now. We have the Ravagers doing a good job. He needs to try to hit the Corruptors here in the air with the Corrosive Biles. We already have them coming down now.
The Parasitic Bomb. There's so much AoE damage right now going on to all of those Corruptors of Solar. And ByuL just has way too many Corruptors here. Solar's going to be forced back.
Yeah, and he actually forced that hatchery to cancel. And that means the 5th base is not going to be up. I mean, right now, Solar is running out of time here. My
meanwhile,
God.
ByuL's taking another base.
Oh, my God.
He's really throwing Solar for a loop. I don't know if Solar was expecting this kind of play.
Damn. I think this is almost done. I think that almost we're at the point of checkmate here.
I mean,
in fact, you know what I wonder? I wonder if he's supposed to switch into Broodlords himself now. Look at how fast that gets taken out.
He's giving his Broodlords away. Now the Vipers are pulling in Broodlords. He can't afford to be losing these really expensive units.
Yeah, no kidding. And as he does that, he switches into Ultra Attack. Now the counterattack here is pretty scary. Hydra plus Lurker. That can, depending on angles, do well against Ultras, excuse me. It just depends.
Yeah, what kind of support units are here for the Ultras? He's got some spines back there, but I don't know. I don't think those Broodlords in the sky are going to do much either.
He's coming up now. This is going to be game.
Yeah.
There's just nothing he can do.
Tasteless.
Oh, my God.
Who is this guy that I'm
a genius. GG. ByuL, great job there. Damn.
Wow. I don't think anyone expected that except you, Tasteless. Props to you.
I didn't ask for these powers, Valdez.
I'm not sure what
crazy
allowed you
stuff.
to make that prediction, but
crazy, crazy, crazy stuff, man. Guys, tell your friends to join us here at the SPL. We have some fantastic games. Already a huge upset with ByuL winning that first game.
Yeah, you guys missed a good one if you weren't tuned into that, so make sure your friends don't fall to the same fate for the next game.
All right, so 1-0 lead right now for CJ. And I guess that's it. Great play there. I do question the Broodlord tech there. Like that. How do you push? Ultras can run around you, you know?
Yeah, especially on a map that big. Maybe if it's a different map, like even Orbital Shipyard, but that's got 2 big lanes. I mean, there's no real 2-player map in the pool where you can just guard all the lanes, except I guess Arena, where you wouldn't really want to be going Ultras because the paths are too small. But on these other really big 2-player maps, turtling to Ultras I feel like is not a bad strategy. I don't think there was a time where Solar could have really punished ByuL for that.
I'm blaming it on that chocolate milk right there.
Yeah, why are you drinking chocolate milk before the games? What's going on,
Who
Solar?
drinks milk before a game?
Yeah, man. Apparently
Ask yourself
Solar,
that, yeah.
I don't know. Didn't work out for him today.
The chocolate milk clouded his brain. He was unable to play as well. Remember that, guys.
Don't drink
a
milk.
coffee or something, okay? Hell, even have a beer, but no chocolate milk, man. All right, guys, we're going to be going shortly into game number 2 here. It's going to be Ragnarok against Deer, and I'm assuming that everybody here probably is voting Deer to be the favorite.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think everybody voted for Deer. This guy is already 3-0 in Pro League. Deer is number 1 right now in the winners' rankings. Think about that, Deer. You know, he's come a long way. He's doing really well in the individual leagues, too. Ragnarok, he's actually doing better, too. He's gotten to the round of 4 of the SSL. But I don't think he's over there at the GSL doing too well.
Well, also, the thing about Ragnarok is that he's been playing a little bit cheesy here and there, and I'm not sure if he can play more of a standard game. That's the big question I'm asking myself here is,